This shit gotta get addressed, my nigga. Did you rap, my nigga?
No. I did my homework on you, nigga. You a street nigga, you put your work in. If a nigga say he been locked up or a nigga say he shot a nigga, man, that's all negativity. I'm redirecting the traffic. Fuck you. Respect. Whoa, what do you mean? No.
Today, we have a very, very, very special guest. He's a fucking legend. The first child rapper.
Yeah.
I've been saying this a lot lately because I think it's true.
When I look back, like...
Hold on, I'm not done with your intro.
Okay.
I just wanted confirmation.
All right, my bad.
Don't swing on me.
All right,
I've heard about you.
No, don't do that.
Don't swing about me. I heard about you, East Coast Chick Knight.
Nah, I'm only swinging projects. You know what I mean? I'm only swinging projects.
Good answer. I'm not the feds. But the first, for real though, first child rapper, right?
Yes.
How old was you?
I was about 12.
Alright, so first child rapper. Member of the first child rapper of the world's first supergroup ever.
No doubt.
Probably one of the top 3 most influential supergroups, period. Part of one of the curators of the Queensbridge sound. Pioneers for people like Nas, Mobb Deep, Capone-N-Noreaga. Countless others. Fucking hero and mentor towards a lot of people in the game that you wouldn't even assume. My brother, my blood brother, my mentor, KHADAFI.
What's up, baby? What's good? Peace, peace, peace. You know what it is, man. It's Drive-Bys right now. It's a good thing. We're doing a lot of things, man. We're doing a lot of things, man. A lot of work.
I'm happy to announce that you came on. Let me turn my motherfucking sound off. God damn.
It's a lot of smoke up in here, man. What we doing? It's Drive-Bys. Yeah, so this interview's been a long time.
Oh yeah, hold on. I'm mad gas to announce that you came along, you came on, co-executive producer. And since he's been on the team, his input has been invaluable. You guys are gonna actually see the results of his input. So I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. Thank you.
You're welcome, baby.
This is not even cash show to fucking trash. This is brother to brother.
No doubt. No doubt.
Tell these niggas what you been up to. I already know most of it, but tell me what you been up to.
For the most part, I mean, I just been like working on, series of podcasts, working on True Era, and as you just announced, just recently coming aboard, Drive-Bys, which I think is a beautiful, an amazing concept, and I'm just excited about those things. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the growth and potential I see where things going, and I just feel great. I'm in a good space in my life right now, feeling good, being good, and things of that nature, respectfully.
You had like run-ins with the law, violations or whatever, what have you.
Yeah.
How long you been back on the streets? Oh, that's right. You don't burn.
Yeah, I don't burn.
It's by habit. It's by habit.
Yeah, it's all good. You're not stingy. I've been on the streets for like about almost 2 years now. Back out here, had like you said, I had a couple run-ins or whatever, a couple situations. Thankfully to get past them, work past them. And right now, man, I'm just, like I said, I've had to change a lot of things in my life. Like, it's interesting because, I'm from that era where, you like, at least most of us who come from that certain time, that certain era, you couldn't just talk about certain things. You had to be
of it.
You had to be of it, and
or kind of like a known spokesman
for it.
Yeah. Like it's known this guy.
And I tried to just be a known spokesman, but it didn't quite work out. So I kind of got involved in things that I shouldn't have got involved with or been attached to. And it's a learning experience, and I got past it, man. I'm past it in my life, and just it's about moving on, man. It's about progressing. You know what I mean?
Yo, I'm trying to conduct this I'm trying to like remove myself as your brother.
But it's hard.
Exactly.
This is where you get tested on your journalism, and your insight, your vision. You gotta bounce in and out. Don't remove yourself totally.
Because
just bounce in and out.
I'm also as your brother watching your process through it, right?
Yes.
And watching the post,
Yeah.
having my finger on the post. And as your brother, I don't like the way I see your name being spoken about and brought up. You know what I'm saying? At times.
Yeah. Well,
how do you feel about your name being brought up? Like, obviously this shit's not pleasant.
Yeah. Well, it's not like you said, man. As my brother, so imagine how I would look at this sometime. But you gotta understand, like, it's the way things are these days, man. In this day and time, like, a lot of people are just fickle, man. Like my man was saying I was watching, looking back on the thing on the Bing interview. Like, a lot of dudes out here suckers, man, and you know they just do little sucker moves, man. You in that era where it's like, you know, suicide rhyme holders. They get up here on the gram.
Oh, all right.
They get up here on the gram. Oh, I call them suicide rhyme holders.
I know. I call it suicide.
Yeah.
I just call it a little
They
late.
get up here on the gram. They throw little slick things out there. They try to take little shots, but like I don't even worry about that, man. Like, you know, they you gonna have, anytime you making marks or you making motion, you gonna have people who like claim they love you and claim they got your best interests at heart and all of that, come with little sidebar shit because they feel they can get away with it, you know. But as usual, like, I rise above all of that, man. That shit doesn't even affect me. My arm is too thick for that. You know
I wanna the first shit that we did together was the Flush joint, right?
Yeah.
And P came up, right?
Uh-huh.
P's one of the people.
I know.
That's my word. I didn't even read the book. I almost bought this shit.
Yeah.
I was locked up. Y'all niggas don't know. I was locked up during this whole shit, right? Niggas come to me.
Yeah.
Yo, you read P's book? You know that face that.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what this nigga say about my brother? You know what I'm saying?
Of course, yeah.
I'm trying to be as unbiased saying it, whatever. But on some real shit, I want to know, like, what the fuck was it between y'all niggas?
Well, I mean, like, at the end of the day...
Because I thought...
At the end of the day, let me say this. At the end of the day, you know, let me just say this. I'm the kind of person, or I was the kind of person, I said exactly how I felt, you know? And to me, I looked at it as being honest or being, you know, forthcoming with a person. And I looked at that as being like, I'm gonna get to the point. I looked at it as being, if I just say how I see it or how I feel it, and you know, and I'm being straight up with the person, I'm being a straight shooter, that the person who I'm talking to can respect it, whether they like it or agree with it or not.
Right.
And I think the first encounter I ever had with Prodigy was with Havoc. And this is when, you know, Havoc had been, you know, I had kind of been like mentoring Havoc. I actually gave him the name Havoc. I had been mentoring Havoc, and you know, he met Prodigy and brung Prodigy to me and said, look, I want to be a group. And I was like, all right, well, let me hear him. And when I heard Prodigy, I didn't like him. And I kind of was like, yo, you know, nah, you should stay solo. And I said it in Prodigy's face. And I think Prodigy always kind of held on to that, and you know, and held a grudge.
That might be the reason why he became a monster.
Yeah, but
they're trying to prove you.
No, I would like to think I can motivate people, you know what I'm saying, all around the board, and whatever I do and however I do it. But I'm not gonna be so vain as to say that. But what happened was, after that, you know, like I said, I'm a straight shooter, man. Like you know,
That's how you felt at that
time. And you know, he had gotten sick, and he had went into the hospital. You know what I mean? You good? He had went into the hospital, and when he came out the hospital, they went back into the studio, and like it was a couple of joints I had heard after Havoc had introduced me to Prodigy, and I was like, you know, I'm not feeling it. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna make me feel it either. I don't care if he's your best friend now, he's your best buddy or whatever and all that. I'm not feeling it. So it was some time that went by. He had went into the hospital, and he got out of the hospital, and they went back into the studio. And I happened to go by Habs and hear the song, and it was the first Shook Ones. And I heard it, and I was like, yo, who's that? And he was like, yo, that's Prodigy. And I had known he had been in the hospital, and I was like, yo, he sound incredible right now. He's sounding amazing. And in my mind,
So
I was
you
like,
think it was a hospital, the pain?
I think it was maybe, you know, him realizing that, you know, he had a condition and life wasn't necessarily promised to him. He stopped playing with it and taking it from a totally different, you know, approaching his craft from a totally different perspective with a certain kind of desperation and hunger and insight, and it came out in the music. And I had no choice but to salute him because he earned it. You know, but you know, people he's, you know, necessarily at that time in his life, he didn't say, well, you know, I wasn't where I wanted to be. Now I'm where I wanted to be. And Tragedy just was honest on both sides of the spectrum, and I respect that. It was like, yo, you basically said I was whack, you know. So I think he kind of held on to that. And another thing, I think,
how did you feel? How you feel he turned out as an MC?
I feel he turned out as amazing. I said it at BB King's. I said, I got on stage, you know, there have been, you know, things, obviously the book, you know, being the main thing. But, you know, like, I knew Prodigy. So, of course I was offended by that. Of course it was a great, you know, rest in peace Prodigy. Of course it was a great disrespect. But it was more of a disrespect to himself than it was to me. Because when you know the truth, let me just say this. When you know the truth and you know who you are, and you know the truth about a situation, it's not an attack on me, because the only people who are going to buy into that are the people who don't know.
I felt it was.
Not me. I didn't feel that way.
But when I perceived that there was some, like, animosity, my animosity for him and fucking Nori was, like, mad heightened. The reason why is because on some real shit, besides you and Pop, for me, it was P and Nori.
Yeah.
It was you, Pac, P, and Nori.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For me, I'm like, yo, these, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a different thing.
No, but obviously for me, like,
you know how high I hold Pac.
You know how high I held Pac.
Exactly.
And you know what I'm saying? That's
you know how high I
realize.
hold you, right?
Yeah.
And I looked at P and Nori.
I gotta open this one.
Go ahead. I had looked at P and Nori, you know what I'm saying? As not like lesser use, you know what I'm saying? But I put them in the realm, you know what I'm saying, of you and Pac. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like Nori, because he was right along with you, you know what I'm saying? And I swear it was like, to me, P was kind of like P and Nori in their own way, to me, was kind of like a doppelganger version of you.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, they definitely, you know, looked at what I was doing. They both definitely, you know, got some type of direction and guidance from what I was doing, whether that came, you know, more so indirectly with P and more directly with Nori, but they both definitely got direction. And if you know, Nori admits that, you know what I mean? Prodigy, you know, was a different situation. I mean, and like you said, there were elements there that, you know, that singled out, that you could tell.
He definitely was original, but I could see, like, to me, I always felt he was like a doppelganger version.
Well, you know, like I said, back to the book, like with the whole thing with like implying with Killer Black and all of that, and I don't want to focus on it too much, but because it's behind me.
I was gonna let that.
Yeah, but the book and everything, like, it's like that was too much. Like, but like I said, people who know the truth about what happened and the whole story behind it knew that was a complete lie, what Prodigy said. And just to bring it up to speed, you know, we're men now, and that's not to say, you know, oh, me and P were best friends or whatever, we became best friends. But I just got to a place in my life where I'm like, you know, I know what I'm capable of, and I don't want to put myself in a situation like that, or put the next man in a situation like that for a fault or lack of character on his part.
Imagine from my perspective, right? How that had to feel, like basically my day-to-day soundtrack. I'm talking about, like, for me in my circle, right? My day-to-day soundtrack is you, Pop, Mob, you know what I'm saying, and CNN.
That would be amazing.
And then I hear my fucking musical heroes shitting on my brother.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, Pac didn't even try that attempt.
Not Pop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm talking about P and N.O., right?
Yeah.
So, that fueled me, you know what I'm saying? Like, having animosity, right? And then, but it's crazy because on both parts, like, you stayed my hand.
What do you mean by that?
Well, NO just period. When I came home, I think y'all just stopped. When I was getting furloughs, it was still problems.
Yeah.
When I came home, y'all just had, I think it was nah. Somebody got y'all together, some shit. Farrakhan or some shit.
Nah, initially it was like Flex had reached out, and a few people reached out like for us to like kind of have a conversation, but ultimately it came down to him and I having that conversation, and the rarity was that, you know, we both kind of felt the same way, and a lot of times that's what happened.
For a moment, and then come home, and then you're like, nah, you know what I'm saying, chill. And I was pissed that you had like a change of heart, you know what I'm saying? But that also showed me that you had actual genuine love for these niggas. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and more recently with P was the store situation.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't want to give it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's the love that you had for son that, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, basically, obviously with Nori, I had a closer relationship.
I didn't. Nori, I got right off the rip. I don't need clarification on Nori, right? I know y'all had a closer relationship, right? And when I came home, I seen some type of appreciation between both of y'all around him. You know what I'm saying? So I was easily able to accept him. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, but P, I don't know any of like.
I'm gonna say this,
but I know there's some type of love.
With P,
it had to be.
With P, you know, the love was more so with Hav. You know what I'm saying? And the respect I have for Hav, but it was some level of camaraderie there, as long as the camaraderie existed. You know, but once you step outside of that realm of camaraderie and you just do like, you know, you do little sucker moves, you kind of take away from that, and then it boils down to like, you know, all right, I'm not gonna react this way because, you know, I don't want to go to jail, or I'm not gonna react this way because I don't want to take this dude off of here, and you know, I don't want to cause a rift with my man when we can handle this like men, or handle it however we choose to handle it. So it came down to a lot of different things.
I knew there was some type of love in that decision.
Yeah.
For you to be like, no.
Yeah, but it came down to a lot of different things on my part as being a man, and you know, I'm a father now. You know what I'm saying? I've been a father. I'm a grown man, and there's things I need to do, and there's things I'm, you know, aspiring to take care of and be, that I don't need that kind of friction. I don't need that kind of, when like I'm at a space in my life where I know like you can't look at yourself and feel comfortable with yourself knowing that your life is based on lies, or knowing that you've got to a certain point basing your life on something that's not exactly true. So I don't need to come at you a certain way if you're not coming at me to harm my physical in a certain way. If you throwing words, I can attack you back with words, but I've never been that kind of person to be running my mouth off like that. You know what I'm saying? It boils down to, if you're not threatening my square, yo, like, I can let a lot of things go because I know exactly what the fuck I am. Right. And that's a major difference. When you know exactly what you are, you're not letting it go. You're thinking for yourself. And I learned this being in the can. Sometimes you don't just think for yourself. You got to think for the next person.
You got to think for other people.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm something like a commander. I'm not going to make no soldier moves and just be reactive, because most of the time when you're reactive, man, you go out here and you, let's just say, you get aligned with a great business situation, and you just get excited. And I see this happen all the time. You know, people will be lining up a deal with a particular artist where they may be a fan of that particular artist, right? But they lose sight of the business perspective because they don't know how to keep themselves grounded and keep themselves, you know, from getting overly excited or caught up in that moment, and they become impulsive and they make a bad situation. It's the same way in life. You can't be impulsive or reactive all the time. It'll throw you off. And I felt like with P, like, obviously I was like, what? And you know, it hit close to home because, you know, some of the things that he was throwing out, which was all lies, you know, there was a people that I had a strong love for that surpassed him and I me and his relationship. And I don't want to, you know, I'm
gonna keep it funky, right? when I saw that there was there was love in your decision, the way you dealt with both of them. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I can appreciate that art. Because like I know for me, like we've been in the street, so I know it's like it's either beef or it's not.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And exactly. And I want to say,
I came home thinking there was gonna be
when
beef.
I saw Prodigy,
Love is love.
When I saw Prodigy,
I could bang it. I could.
When I saw Prodigy, I went to BB King's. First of all, I knew Prodigy security. You know, Tyson. He approached me way prior to me and Prodigy even speaking again. You know, and I took the initiative to approach Prodigy. I could have went in his dressing room. I had the green light to go right in his dressing room. I didn't do that. I was like, nah, I'm gonna wait till he comes out. Now this is the first time him and I are seeing each other since he put those, you know, those lies in his book. You know what I'm saying? I had from his security, I had a green light to go right in his dressing room. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't do that. I said, nah, just let him know I'm out here. You know what I mean? Because I want to talk to him. And you know, in front of everybody, I was like, yo, what's up, peace? But when I drew him in, I was like, yo, you know, in his ear, I told him, I said, yo, you know, you violated, you know, and you got to extend your hand based on that now. You know what I'm saying? You got to make that right as a man. You know what I mean? And, you know, we got on stage and we did the whole, you know, peace thing because for me, it's more so for the culture more than just a personal thing.
So y'all had like a public makeup?
Yeah, but it wasn't for me. More so, it was like
I didn't even know that shit.
Yeah, it's on my gram. It's on my page. It was more so.
I'm happy, man.
It was more so for the culture because, like, you gotta understand, like, and people don't look at it like I don't care how anybody looks at this and think, you know, because you could get different perspectives on it, and some may feel, yo, that was weak. I would never do this. But you know what? I come from a time where, you know, I had some of the greatest. I was in the midst of some of the greatest artists in hip-hop, and then I watched them get killed by us. And I watched them get killed by us because we not fucking thinking right. And I don't want to, yo, that affected me. That affected me. Like, when we lost Pac and we lost Big, that shit affected me. I didn't speak on it like everybody else, but I internalized that shit. And I was like, this same type of thinking this type of thinking is the reason why Pac and Big are dead. It wasn't no white police that killed Big and Pac. It wasn't no Aryan, you know what I'm saying, brotherhood that killed Pac. It wasn't no, you know, no Jewish Defense League, whatever, that killed Pac. It wasn't no foreign assassin. Yeah, Triple A. It wasn't none of that. It was us that killed Pac. And it was us that killed Pac and Big is because of the way we think. And I had to internalize that and be like, yo, I could save face in front of everybody and try to spark something up and, you know, get some hype off it, drop a record with it as I'm doing it, but I'm not with that. Like I love the culture too much to do that, you know, and then I would be just as weak as that individual because I look at it like you created these lies in this book, in these stories, because you were coming home to a basically dead market for you. The market was kind of dead for you, so you wanted a resurrection. So you came back, and it worked in that sense of sensationalism, but you lost a lot of integrity doing that.
I was always torn because a large part of me, I always wanted to appreciate the art. Like, I'm a crazy art. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. For me, God bless the dead. When he passed, I was grateful. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Well, who passed?
When P passed, God bless the dead, I was grateful that we never really made it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
because I know what you're saying too, and
I would have felt fucked up.
Yeah, let me say this. And this is another.
I think I would have felt fucked up.
This is another thing because I know what you're saying, but I want to clarify it for the viewers and the people that are looking in on this. What you're saying is like you're not glad that he passed.
No.
But listen to me. I'm your brother.
All right.
It's that brother shit coming out.
That's
how it could sound like. But I know you, so I know that's not what you meant. What you meant was, you know,
after his untimely passing.
You're glad that it wasn't.
I'm glad that back in the day we never made it anything other than some niggas clashing in art.
That's right. Cool. Exactly. And that's what I want. That's what I wanted you. That's what I wanted you. That's what I wanted you to express. Like just recently,
I'm a hippie now.
Just recently, I was in Queensbridge a couple of days ago, and you know, I ran into an individual that when we were younger, you know, when I was out there living that type of life, we was basically trying to take each other's head off. And then, you know, we came to a point where we was like, wow, like we're grown men now with babies, with grown children. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, we gonna keep doing this dumb shit? Like, and it was like, yo, truce. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't feel any reluctancy or uncomfortability doing it. You know, I could kind of sense that me and him were kind of in the same place mentally. You know, and I say all that to say, like, it's about progression and it's about building like we doing right now, you know what I'm saying, with these shows and parlaying that into a better lifestyle and a better quality of life. Because all that other shit, you got people out here living, man, and I want to enjoy my life. You know what I'm saying? I already did that. I already lived in the jungle and all that. I already did that. I already swung on the vines. I want to enjoy my life, and I'm too talented and too beautiful as a human being not to put that beauty out there for it not to come back. You feel me?
So how do you get through all the adversity that you're facing, like with everything?
Well, basically what I do is
because I see you with hunger level that I got right now.
Yeah.
And you're my OG. You know what I'm saying? And you face it. And professionally, a lot more than me. You know what I'm saying? Like adversity.
It's not easy. It's not easy because obviously, you know, I want to be somewhere else. You know what I mean? I want to be somewhere else. It's just like how we start off in our careers or on our plights. We start off with a certain vision and a certain goal point. I want to be somewhere else, you know, and I realize now more so than ever, the only way to get there is the way you look at things, is your perspective and your attitude. And what I try to hold on to, especially now, again, I keep reiterating, I was a different kind of animal. I was a different kind of person, you know, and the person I was based on my belief system. Once I changed my belief system, my life started changing. A nigga's skin start glowing, you know what I'm saying? Your eyes get brighter, you know what I'm saying? You see a whole, it's like,
the colors look different.
Yeah, the colors look different, you know what I'm saying? It's like you see a whole lot of color in life, and you know, you move towards that. And that's what I hold on to. It does get extremely hard. How I hold on and keep the hunger, I mean, I also have a lot of creative people around me. I got you around me. You always coming. Like, I think back to when, you know, we kind of was like first bonding back with Nori when we was doing the Lessons album. You know, you and my sister drove me to Miami to get on the album. You know what I'm saying? We drove. We was like, yo, you know what? We could have flew, but it was like, yo, you know what? We need to be, you know, we need to bond as a family right now too. You know what? Let's take this road trip. Let's go to Miami. We're gonna go see Slime and go do this album and bang it out. You know what I'm saying? Which we did in like 2 days. You know what I'm saying? And the beauty of it is that, like, I look at that now, like I said, I keep creative people around me. You always was creative. And when I look at that time, you were the first one to tell me about podcasting. Yeah. And Nori didn't even know what the podcast was at that time. Yeah, let me do this. Right. Nori ain't even know, because I'm telling the truth. Nori ain't even know what a podcast was. And when you first said it, you was like, yo, y'all need to record this. Y'all need to, yo, this is a visual world. And we was like, yeah. But we was so wrapped up in trying to recapture the war report and recapture our own and rebuild our bond as friends again, that we didn't exactly see the details you was depicting.
Because I knew what it would become, and I wanted to produce it.
That's right. And you know what?
I was like, yo, you got Castro with a camera.
Yeah.
Me, Castro with a camera. Let's do
What's that? Like a year or 2 later, 2 years later, Nori came out with Drink Champs. But I remember Nori specifically going, what's that? And because I was like, yo, what you talking about? And you kind of like, you had the camera then.
Shout out to Jay Bradberg. He bought me that book.
Yeah.
Everything you know about podcasting.
Yeah.
2009.
That's dope. Yeah, shout out to Jay. But like I said, I keep that hunger too, because I keep creative people around me, man. And you're one of those creative people that I keep around me. And that's why, like, I mean, you know, we're going to do this constantly. We're going to do this constantly.
I also told him, like around 2000, right?
Yeah, this nigga told me everything.
That's my word. Word to our mother. I told this nigga, because my favorite group of all time is Bone Thugs and Harmony. I told this nigga, in 10 years, the whole game will be rapping like Bone.
That's right. That's right. You did. You did.
In 10 years, the whole guy started paying attention to BPMs
and cadences. Yeah.
So the whole game will be rapping like Bone Thugs.
There were little degrees of. Let me just tell you this, man. Like
I'm a savant with this.
No, you're supposed
to.
No, you're amazing, bro. You're amazing. But just like myself, like I've watched you go from a totally different world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We had to get.
I thank God for art.
Yeah. I had to go through like real extremes to like get to you at times because of I don't even want to go. We'll save that for another interview. But I'm proud of you for coming from where you came from mentally, and this is why it's important. Like, yo, it's about how we perceive the world, how we perceive ourselves, and our place in the world. And it's great that we got this. We got Drive-Bys. Yeah, you got Drive-Bys right now. We got Drive-Bys right now, and things are picking up.
And other things. We're not gonna.
Yeah, not yet. In due time. We chefing. We working.
Inshallah ta'ala.
Yeah.
One thing at a time.
Indeed, man. So,
you think mommy would be proud of me?
I know mommy's proud of you. Because we proud of you. She and all of us. You know what I'm saying? We proud of you, man. You a man now, you know?
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's only like certain times. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, her birthday's this month, you know what I mean? And it's a good time right now for us. It's a great time for us right now, you know?
I'm just like thinking like right now, you know what I'm saying? Like everything about what this, like my reality is right now, you know what I'm saying? From what everything.
Yeah, man. I mean, you in a good.
Damn, why couldn't she? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you gotta know she's here. You know what I'm saying? That's how I keep it. She's here. You know, she with us. You know.
That's what's up.
Bro, I gotta get something to eat, man.
Yeah, what you want to eat? I'm hot as shit. Yeah,
love you, man. Nah, that's alright. Nah, that's gangster. That's
No, not for that. I'm talking about just what it did for me in my moment right now. You know what I'm saying?
My bro, man.
I ain't afraid. I ain't worried about crying in front of nobody. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't gotta even go there.
All right, pardon me.
Yeah,
That was just, I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to go there right now. My move.
Yeah. Well,
that was kind of rhetorical. That's why I'm so, like, not upset. But I know mommy would be proud of me right now. I'm like, I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, and I always, like, who I am right now, everyone always told me I was.
Yeah.
So it's like, why couldn't I give her that? Like,
but she knew, though. That she wasn't, she just was worried about you seeing it, man. She knew that already, man. That was the, come on, I was mommy, yo. She knew what I was going to be doing and everything, man. She used to, now when I look back at things she used to tell me and not tell me, I used to be like, wow, you ill, yo. But why you had to be so hard, like?
Hard.
How couldn't you just...
Yeah, niggas be like, yo, man, Trash made you a beast. I'm like, Trash made me physically tough.
Yeah.
I'm like, the psychological beast that I am, I'm like, that's my mother and my sister.
Yeah.
Like, that's who made me feel like a punk if I didn't respond.
Yeah.
like there's no way my sister can be tougher than me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no. Yeah. This is not gonna happen. I have to fuck you up.
see, with me it's like I felt like, yo, man, you know what?
You was the patriarch over us, basically.
Yeah.
So you didn't have the psychological hurdle
that
I had of my sister being tougher than me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's the bunny rabbit to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Imagine the bunny being tougher than you. You're super bunny.
That's what I'm saying.
You're super bunny, yo.
Puss in Boots.
Word. Puss in Boots is tougher than you. That's crazy. That's wild, yo.